Hey everyone, I'm so thrilled you're joining me today. We are completely rethinking workplace knowledge from the ground up in this explainer. If you've ever felt like the modern workplace is shifting way faster than traditional training can keep up with, well, you're entirely correct. Today, we're looking at a fascinating approach that completely flips the script on how information flows in a company. It's called reverse mentorship.
So, before we explore the new, let's take a quick look at the old. When you hear the word mentor, who usually holds the keys to the kingdom? Like, who is actually mentoring whom in a typical workplace?
Historically, it's a classic top-down approach, right? Experienced professionals, the seasoned leaders who have literally been there and done that, they guide the younger individuals. It's comfortable, it's what we've all grown up with, and it's been the corporate standard for absolute decades. But here's where we hit the record scratch. What we're looking at today highlights a complete paradigm shift: reverse mentorship. This approach fundamentally challenges those long-standing traditions. It actually allows younger people to share their knowledge with more experienced colleagues. It literally turns the whole hierarchy right on its head. Think about it like this. In the traditional model, it's top-down. The experienced pro guides the younger employee. But this reverse model, it flips the flow entirely bottom-up. The younger individual is the one sharing knowledge with the experienced veteran. It just goes to show that valuable learning absolutely does not have to flow in just one direction. Let's move into our next section, the generational value exchange. We're going to dig into exactly what each generation is actually bringing to the table here.
The urgency of this whole model is really being driven by our rapidly changing world. We're seeing reverse mentorship become incredibly relevant in three massive areas: technology, digital culture, and innovation. I mean, think about how fast these sectors move. It is lightning speed. The tools, the platforms, the entirely new cultural languages being developed online, it's a lot to keep up with. And frankly, the old top-down model just wasn't built to adapt to technological shifts that practically happen overnight.
So this partnership is the ultimate two-way street. Younger generations bring some incredibly valuable assets, fresh perspectives, totally new skills, and this native understanding of emerging trends. They're the digital natives. But conversely, older professionals bring indispensable contributions, years of lived experience, high-level strategic thinking, and just deep industry knowledge. Those digital native skills perfectly complement the strategist's deep experience. It's like two halves of a whole puzzle.
There's a quote from the source material that perfectly captures the magic of this setup. When both sides collaborate, the learning process becomes more dynamic and balanced. I love those two words, dynamic and balanced, because this isn't about saying the younger generation is somehow smarter, and it definitely isn't about saying the older generation is obsolete. Neither group is superior. It's a perfectly balanced synthesis of what both groups do best.
And that brings us to breaking barriers for tomorrow. Let's look at the broader cultural and organizational transformations that happen when a company actually embraces this model. First off, and honestly perhaps most importantly, reverse mentorship promotes mutual respect and completely breaks down hierarchical barriers. Think about how rigid and frankly intimidating traditional corporate hierarchies can be. The org chart is practically set in stone. But when a senior executive sits down to genuinely listen to and learn from an entry-level employee, those invisible, rigid walls just start to crumble. It builds a workplace culture rooted in true mutual respect, rather than just blind deference to a job title. The crucial takeaway here is that it encourages continuous learning for absolutely everyone. In a successful reverse mentorship setup, the learning process never, ever stagnates. It honestly doesn't matter what your age is, how many decades you've spent in the industry, or how fancy the title on your door is. Everyone has something fresh to teach, and everyone has something new to learn. So why does all of this matter for the big picture of a company? Well, because it helps organizations stay adaptable in a rapidly changing world. If a company can successfully merge the deep industry strategy of its veterans with the cutting-edge digital intuition of its newest hires, man, that company isn't just reacting to modern technological shifts, they are actively staying ahead of them. This kind of continuous, two-way learning is quite literally the blueprint for modern survival. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a bit of a lingering thought. What if the key to your company's future is sitting in an entry-level chair right now? It really makes you rethink how you view the talent around you, doesn't it? Thank you so much for exploring this incredible topic with me today. Keep asking those big questions, keep collaborating across generational lines, and I'll catch you next time.